And let's not forget that today we'll be finishing by 6 because of what we need to do. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Is it talking? Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Priscilla, and I'll be taking Python fundamentals. This session will be taken by Professor Adetiba, myself, and John Wejin. So it's just fundamentals. I'm sure we have a lot of us already familiar with programming. So Python is we just want to go through the fundamentals just to prepare us for what will be coming in the afternoon. So introduction and Python ID Jupyter Hub. So Python is a server-side programming language. It's open source, and usually it's used for researches, for analytics, business applications, engineering science, and so on and so forth. And it can be used on its own, or it can be used with a framework. So it combines the power of general purpose. It has variable libraries that can handle different data manipulation. So basically, it's just a normal programming language, but it's more of server side, and it's used more for analytics and backend programming. So it has provision for direct interaction with code using a terminal or using an IDE. We'll be demonstrating both in the course of this session. And it also has graphics user interface that can be used, and is also good for creating web services. Web services are applications that are used to interoperate with other applications when doing integrations. So the two major versions of Python that are currently in use is the Python 2.7, which is Python 2, and Python 3.x, which is Python 3. But Python 2 is not so active again. The support is not so high on it. But if you have an application that you've actually developed before and that was used with Python 2, it's better you just continue with it, because some features on it might not work properly in Python 3. So, but if you're developing anything new now, it's good to use the latest version, which is Python 3. Okay, so in this class, we would be using Anaconda as the IDE for the Python programming and practical, but at the same time, we'll be working more on the server than on our local system. But if you have the opportunity, you could just download Anaconda on your systems. So I know you might not finish the installation anytime soon, even up to the end of the class. So you can do that at your leisure time, or you can decide to do it now. So if you have the opportunity, you can download Anaconda, because it will be of good use for you when you are not connected to the server. And also the package manager in Anaconda is called Conda. And Conda is like the command that is used for installing other packages that you'll be needing to work with the Anaconda, with the Python app on the Anaconda. So I would have loved to display maybe these commands, when we type, what happens. Okay. I'm trying to show my terminal, but I just need to reshare again. Mac doesn't allow you to share the whole system at once, so you have to share in bits. No, that's not the one I want to use. Yeah, I shared my presentation. It's pausing the sharing. Okay, but if you have Python on your laptops before now, you can open your command prompts. I want to share this. This is what I want to share. Okay. Okay. So the list we had on the okay the on the PowerPoint, the presentation I was sharing before now, the commands that are there. We have the conda list, which will list all the packages that have been installed after installing your Anaconda. Then we have the updates. For example, assuming I want to use a package called Panda and it's not there, I'll just come here and say conda update Panda, and it's already on my system though, so it's telling me package. Okay, package is not installed in prefix. It's already there, it's already in the list, so it's not going to reinstall it again. Pandas, okay. Okay, so it's saying already installed. So this is just a little to show you how you can use the list that was showing in the presentation. So I'll go back to my presentation now. Okay, so you can do updates. You can do any package at all you want to update. You can also search. So that's just that about that. So this is also a bit practical. We want to talk about the two ways that we can use your Python in the terminal. We are still focusing on terminal for now. So it's either you use the interactive mode. Interactive mode means it comes with this triple for sign. So that means you're just telling the system, I want you to, for example, add 2 plus 2. What's the result? It gives you the result immediately. Or you use the script, which we've already gone through before. That's having a set of instructions saved in a file and then running it to get the output. We'll still do an example of that after we are done with this. So I've already explained this, but you can just go through it later on when you have the slides. So in order to execute scripts, you must tell the interpreter the name of the file. Okay, so we'll just do that in a practical. If you have a script, you save your file as .py. That's saying you're saving it as a Python file. And then to run it, you say Python space, the name of the file with the extension. So then that's when we are using the command prompt. Then we also have the IDE, which we'll be using in this session, is Jupyter Hub. So it brings the power of the Jupyter Notebook. It's a more friendly interface and easier to actually understand, such that when you are writing your lines of code, it gives you the output once you run as required. But we'll be working on the server for this class. But in case you are interested, you can install Anaconda, like I said earlier on, and launch your Jupyter up, up on it. Okay, so the concept of the Jupyter Hub is that it's flexible, it can be easily customized, is scalable, portable, flexibility, and so on and so forth. You will appreciate it more by the time you are writing complex codes. It's not easy to actually write something complex on command line. And then the Jupyter Hub will actually give you a graphical view of what your output is supposed to be like, especially when you import the libraries that are needed. So let's just do a little practical here to let's go back to the command prompt so that we can show a bit of practicality. Okay. So right now, this is just this is the terminal of my system, and this is just the terminal showing has anything I put here. For example, when I put 2 now, it says command not found 2 because I'm actually not in the Python environment yet. So what we want to do is just to do some Python practical. So in order to do that, you just type your Python in the command line, and then it takes you to the Python interactive mode, which is what we have here. So if I put 2 here now, for example, it outputs 2 back for me. So assuming I want to do a bit of calculation, I say 2 times 4, it gives me 12. So this is the interactive mode we are talking about. If I come here and I print hello world, I have it coming back out because I told the system to print hello world. So hello world is coming back out here. So you can actually do as many simple things as possible on this terminal. So I'll just do a little example of the scripting. Okay, I want to assume I'm actually not familiar with scripting. I think we've done a number of it. What am I supposed to type to actually open a file, to create a file? VI? Okay. Actually, nano. Okay. Nano space. Okay, so let's say Python example dot py, because that's the extension for Python. So the name of the file is python example.py. Okay, so what am I to do next? Sorry, I can just start typing. Okay, so I think we have print. Is it bold enough? Okay. Okay. Print hello world. So I can still type something else since it's a script. So let's say this is the introductory class. Python. Okay, so introduction to Python. Okay, because what we're actually printing is text, that's why it's in quotes. So let's also print something else. Let's say just a number. That shouldn't need a quote. Okay, so I'm done. What do I do next? I'm done typing. Yeah, I need to save and exit. X. Oh, okay. No, no, I can't run it. I have to save and exit. Okay. Okay. Okay, so to run the file now, we'll be putting our Python, then the name of the file, which is Python example dot py. Oh, okay, thanks. The Python wasn't well spelled. Okay. So there is a challenge. It says capital P. Okay. So we have it coming out here. Hello world, introduction to Python and 10. So basically that's just the demonstration showing the interactive mode and the scripting mode. Back to the slide. Okay, because I will also need to go back and forth. Thank you. Okay, we've already done the exercise though, but you could practice it on your own later on. That's what we just did now. It's very simple and relaxed. This is a relaxing class. It's not meant to, before you get to the serious one again. Okay. Okay, so to take this section now, I will call on Mr. John Wejin to take us on how to install hands-on on installation of Jupyter Hub on the server that we'll be using. So, Mr. John.
Can I share? Do you have? I need like. Okay, let me bring my. All right. Good morning, all. So the practical section we have is very short. We wanted to demonstrate how you can be able to share a Jupyter Hub with your students, or if you are carrying out a research in group and you want to work together. So we've been taught the essence of virtualization, right? And HPCs. And like in FEDGEN, there's a project going on for cancer genomics and malaria studies, whereby they will use high performance computing system. And so as a test run, there is always a need for students that are carrying out their research to be able to run certain Python codes on Jupyter Hub. So the essence is, as a practitioner or as a lecturer, you can be able to install Jupyter Hub on your device so that your students can have access to it and run whatever code they have. And also, if you are like a service provider, you can provision a very large capacity VM and install Jupyter Hub on it, and then make it available as a service. A common one is like the Colab we normally know, right? Most of us might have used Colab. So essentially, that's what Colab is using. They have a very large, high-end, high computing device that they've installed Jupyter Hub and have written certain codes that can be able to, so people can be able to leverage on it to run different analysis. So for us to do it, that there are different versions that you can use. There is a version for Kubernetes. They call it zero to Jupyter Hub Kubernetes. That one runs more or less on containers. But the one that we are going to show you or demonstrate now, it's the normal one, which is the Littlest Jupyter Hub. Littlest Jupyter Hub. Littlest is spelled Littleist. So before you install that Jupyter Hub, you need to make sure that you have Python installed on that device, because the Jupyter Hub runs or is written in Python. So you need to have certain Python libraries and certain Python commands. So to do that, we will run on our command line. I don't know if you can see that. So you have to run in as root, as sudo. This is normal. I'm using VirtualBox. So I've installed Linux server. So this is the terminal I'm using.
I just want to mention that VMs have been provisioned for everybody. So you could as well log into your VM and just follow what he's trying to do exactly. So.
Yes. Okay. Go to my. Okay, so let me wait so that you can log in. Go to that my paper. You see one log paper. So I've given Prof this one. I've given Prof this one. Okay, or you can use this and this. You can give this one. Then this one is VM2 server 3. And this your IP. And this your password. If you access this, then this one is VM2. not showing me that I'm connected to. It's not showing me that I'm connected. No, no. Are we all connected? Ah. How many people have connected to their VMs? You don't have an account. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I will give you. I will give you an account. Huh? Yes. How many people have logged in, please, so that I can go on? Okay, okay. Quite a number. All right. Please check. Maybe it's your password. No, no, no. No, no, no. So please, those that are logged in, I'm inactive. Sorry, I lost connection. Let me try to connect back. Sorry, Prof. No, no, you can log in for the two and check. Maybe some VMs are down. All right, those that are logged in, please just type sudo, and that's what Prof is going to check. Just type sudo space, then Python. Type sudo, then space, then Python, then space, then Python 3 dash div, DEV.
There's space between the 5 and 3 and
Yeah, there's space. Dash. Yes, it's joined together. Python 3 hyphen dash. Yeah, it's not separated. No, all small letters. So type sudo apt install python 3 space python 3 hyphen div, then git, then coil. So this one will help you to install these packages first. Python 3. Yes. Then space. Yes. You are logged in. Yes. So type sudo apt install. Where? No, small letters all two. Small letters all two. Yes.
Sudo apps V
That's Python.
Yes.
Python then
Are you connected? Yes. Yes. Wait, are you connected? Can you see? Can you share this? No, increase it for me, please. How will I increase it? Okay. Yes, you can click yes. Yes. It's okay. Yes. So this is what you should type. After you've typed this, then you now click enter. Are we together? No, I guess you should try it again. So how many people have done this and it has installed for you? Okay. So the essence of this is to install the necessary packages that Jupyter Hub will be used to install. Like this Git is our normal, if you want to pull certain files or resources from GitHub, you type git clone and then the address. And then if you also want to get a file or a folder from the website. You can also use coil. And we can also use wget for normal file transfer. So that's the essence of this git and coil. But for the Python 3 and Python 3 diff are Python libraries that will be used or that is needed for Jupyter Hub to run. That's why you need to first do this before you install the Jupyter Hub. Is that okay? You do? I don't understand. So you just use sudo apt update. Sudo apt update. So yeah, some of you might have difficulties. Just try to update your library, your Linux kernel. It will work. Some errors. Okay. Okay, so if you've updated your kernel already and you run sudo apt, it will show you that the kernel is already up to date. So there is no need for you to install anything. Yet, if, you know, based on your kernel, once you've been given a VM and you run an update, so the latest, the Linux kernel you install or the VM has is LTS 22.04, which is the newest. And that Linux operating system comes with Python 3 already installed. So if you update and you are running this command, it will tell you Python 3 is already the newest version. So that's a sign that Python 3 is already installed on your Linux kernel. Which of the candidates?
After all these successes.
Did you write Python?
Yes, on this.
No, you wrote Python instead of Python 3.
I thought you said Python then Python 3.
No, Python 3. So that's why it's showing you that. All right, so let's go to the next command. So it has gone now, right? Yes, on same line, please. So we're So we are using this in order to pull or install Jupyter Hub on the server. So if you can see here, there is another command here. Okay, let me just So this command will pull Jupyter Hub from the Jupyter Leaflet. I told us earlier on that we have two versions for now. There is one for the Kubernetes that runs on containers, and then the normal one. So this is the URL for the Leaflet Jupyter Hub. So we are using call to pull and install the Jupyter Hub on our server. Now, here you now put your username. Yes, any name that you choose to put. Any name that you can recall. Now, there is... Yes. So, the reason why you have to put this is that once the Jupyter installed, it needs an administrator to begin to configure or to log in first. So that's why you have to choose. You see, we are using this --admin. So what, sir? This one. Okay, sorry, that is why, sorry. Yes, there is space, then hyphen, then double hyphen. Yes. Yes, there is space. After sudo space -e space, then Python 3, then space. Bootstrap. Oh. Ah. Ah. Yes. Bootstrap. Have we done that? Yes, this is coil dash capital L space HTTPS columns then slash. Yes.
Like this, Abi.
Yes.
There is space.
Yes. No, nothing. No. Coil dash L.
Okay,
Sorry.
there is no space there.
TLJH. Then
Dot
yes. Yes.
Jupyter.
Jupyter. Was it going before? Jupyter Hub. Yes, you can do
Dot
it again.
org.
Not org
Yes.
slash
Benno.
boot. Yes.
Dot P.
Not
Y.
space. Then I then
Sudo.
space hyphen then
Capital
E
E.
then space yet yet Python. Have you written that?
Python 3.
Yet
Python 3.
Python 3
I've written 3.
then space then space space
Oh, wow.
then admin then what will you put?
The username.
Yet
Let me put Taiwo.
type title then enter. So they start pulling in. Ah,
What did you say?
TLGH. Sir? Okay, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm trying something out. Okay, I've spotted it out. The error was, sorry, the error was I put Jupyter Hub here. So let's just put Jupyter. It worked on this my system. So replace Jupyter Hub with Jupyter. Yes. So let's replace that. Let's remove the hub and leave just Jupyter. I guess that's the error.
Now the writing right here.
Okay, this is yours, right?
Okay. All right. That means we are going to start again.
Ah,
Try the writing output to destination.
sudo call dash l https plg.jupyter boot.
The error is about this.
No, I think there's a mistake here. Boot
Ah, okay.
bootstrap.
Okay. Ah,
Why is it failing again? Ah, no. Space dash. Where's your dash? Uh-huh. So where? Sorry. Let me see. Yes, I keep it on.
yes, it's been doing this the other time.
Ah,
And I've
yeah.
been typing it correctly. Just giving me
Oh.
and then I even use it here.
Hawa bootstrap. Bakasa
Okay.
bootstrap ba.
Instead of bootstrap.
Boots. Dash call. Was space sakari one. Sorry, Nazwa. Space sakari. Wannan bracket din nan zaka rushe ba wai
Like so bracket is for you to just type your username.
Okay, just my username.
Yeah.
I'll type.
Yes. So
I've even tried it on Linux still.
Nazwa, but it's Zanduba. Zanduba and EVM. So how many people have got that installed? How many people have installed that? No, then that means you are making a mistake.
bootstrap.py is three. No, 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 no. Put your
Sorry, please. Some of you are typing this, then you now put your username. The essence is I'm just telling you that you should replace this with your username. Not that you put your username in brackets. That is the essence why maybe some of you are getting it wrong. This is just to tell you that you should replace this with your username, not that you should type this exactly. So I guess that is why some of you are having error.
have you run this? No, 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 no bracket. No bracket. So it has already run that. No, it's supposed to show you done. No, 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 no. Check first. Coil. Ah. Dash. Yes.
So once you run it, it will show you done. Okay. Okay. I'm coming. How many of you have done that? No, you check your. Sorry.
Where's your up arrow? Bootstrap. You missed bootstrap. Bootstrap. Okay. No, is this one that you're putting bracket? No bracket. No, it will go. Sudo app install coil. Did you install coil before? Have you run the first command? Sudo app install Python. Successful. Okay. Yes. So it's installing. You can see it's still showing you. It's coming up.
So how many people have seen after the installation it will show you done? Uh-huh. Okay, that means you lost connection. You can log in again. I'm coming. I'm coming. So how many people have have that successfully installed? Okay. So once it's finished downloading, it will show you done.
Check your internet perhaps.
Logging out.
Uh, but did you change this? And you logged into there and it worked. Okay, I'm coming. Maybe your VM got lost. I'm coming. I'll check again. So please, how many people have? It is done. So if you have that installed, you now type your. I'm coming. I'll check yours, please. On a browser. On a browser, you now type HTTP column. Is it column? Then your IP address. The IP address of your VM. Yet, the IP address of the server that you install this Jupyter Hub on. So if you are using the VM we gave you, just type the IP address of that your VM. Is that okay? But if you are installing it on your own machine, you have to check for the IP address of your machine. Yes. Are we together? I will rectify your own. Don't worry. Yes. Once your own finishes, it will show you done. So after it has shown you done, you now type HTTP, then your IP address. So if you install this Jupyter Hub on the VM that you were given, just type the IP address of that VM. But if you install it on your own machine, like not on the VM, you have to check the IP address of that your machine and type it here. Is that okay? So once you do that, you click enter, it will bring the interface of the Jupyter Hub. Eh? Go to a browser, type this. Yes. Then your IP address. The IP address of your VM, please. So for example, if your IP address is for example, like this. Don't worry. Yes. Have you done that? How many people have that? Please let me know. So now you will now put the username that you typed here. Are we together? Are we together? The username you typed while you are installing, that's what you type here. Then you now choose any password. But you have to make sure that you recall the password. Yes. You have to put the password. Choose any password of your choice. But something you can recall. Please, can we quickly do that? Make sure that you choose at least 8. Yes. Yes. The one you installed now. So you go to a browser. No. This is it. Put the username. The username you used while you are installing. So put it and choose any password, but at least it should not be short. At least 8. Yes, you are not seeing it. Yes. Or you can just control. Is this what you used?
For my password. So that's my username.
Ah. Put your password. Yes. No, on a browser, normal browser. Yes. Here, Python 3, space. No, no, no. Go back. Can you go back? Uh-huh. So there is space. Why?
You already do space.
Okay, then you type this.
Yeah.
This one.
Benetre.
Just one.
Yeah.
Hyphen one. I'm coming. So how many people have logged in? Don't put HTTPS. We're not using HTTPS.
We tried that already.
No. Is this your IP address?
With the dot slash slash. No good. Or the port number.
Check
or
your
say-
IP address. No port number.
say that's our IP.
Yes, sir.
My server.
I'm coming over. Yes. No. It's setting up. So, if you are logged in, I think it's time up. Online participants. I'm so sorry. Oh.
Let them also give you feedback.
Okay. But it's still downloading. So, sorry, online participants, you can send your comment if you have any. Yes, raise your hand so that we can attend to you. So those of you that yours is still downloading, once it finishes, it will show you done. So after it has shown you done, then you can now go to the browser and type this. But replace this with your IP address. But for those that you are installed, for those that have installed it, if you check, you will see a control panel. That means you missed your username. Or your password is short. So type at least 8. So those of you that have this installed, if you click on control panel, you will now have home, token, and admin, right? On the top, you will see home. Yes, so click on admin. If you click on admin, you will see where you add users. So if you click on add users, it will bring a box. So at this point now, you can add the list of your students. We understand? Yes, those that will use your Jupyter Hub, like you are integrating users. So once you type those users and you click add, the users will now be saved on your Jupyter Hub. And once they log in, you give them that username. Let's say, for example, you have a user, John. You can give him, okay, your username is John. And you can either set, once you create the username, you tell him to set his own password as you did. So once he clicks that, once he puts the username and chooses his own password, he will now have the platform. You will now have the Jupyter Hub platform. Then there you can also see a box. A box. So if you want the user to be an admin, let's say maybe you are a professor like my big professor here, and you have maybe someone that assists you for lecturing, or someone that is assisting you to administer your course. You can also make him an admin, so that maybe in your absence he can also be able to run some administrative tasks in relation to your Jupyter Hub. So for that, you have to click that box admin. If you click the box admin, that means the user you are assigning will also be an admin. And we also have the admin rights. No, it's for those guys. So once yours finish, once it finishes, and type that. So I don't know now. Have you changed? Yes. No. That's why they change. I allow them to change. Everybody to change his own. So if you change your own and you can't recall, you can't learn it. I don't know. Can you restart it again, please? Yes. Yes. No, there is. You have to log into the 165. Okay, check this. Check this.
Okay, PVE.
TV.
Before.
Yes.
Okay, this guy is not able to log in. So what could have been responsible?
Okay, maybe you can try logging in from here. Let's see. But he logged in before, except if he has changed his password.
This is his password. And it's not able to. Access denied. He's giving access denied.
So that means maybe there is a loss of network there. Okay, maybe you can try logging.
Can try.
Yes. No, that's the password. That's the password.
Is the username, Abi?
And that's the username. This is the
So this is
username.
what you expected, Abi?
PVE.
Control C, Abi?
No, you can just pick PVE.
PVE.
Yes. HVC.
Okay, that's the username.
Yes.
And password.
And password.
PVE. So why can't you log in from his own?
Let me. Where is he? Maybe he has to log in. Maybe he missed something. Who?
That's
Philip. Log in now. Yes. He just logged in. Yes. So having those that have logged in, yes, you can do. So if you want to run, like you want to run some codes, you've logged in. You can add users now. Yes, I think that's all.
I think you have tried.
Yes.
Okay. The online people. They will
Yes, online people. Sorry, please.
So I think we need to make a bit of progress. We've created virtually everyone on the Jupyter Hub that we are going to be using for the Python class. So John is going to give us the login details now. So the essence of this is, as a system administrator, you want to create a hub, something like Colab, on your own local server. So this is what you need to do. So you can now be adding the users, and the users can, maybe the lecturer in charge will be the admin. Users can be added, and they are able to make use of your own local machine, exactly. And it can be anywhere. It can be anywhere in the world. They are able to run their Python and machine learning, maybe models right on the Jupyter Hub. So the Jupyter Hub has Jupyter Notebook, where they will be writing their code. So the next Python class now will be making use of the Jupyter Notebook. But we've created users on the Jupyter Hub that we created. So John will give you the username and the login details now. Okay. Meanwhile, you can as well use what you have created anyway. You just spin off hair. Is that better for you? We also want to capture what persons did in this workshop on that platform. Exactly. So that's why we would like them to log in. Okay. So let them log in.
And so for their username, they can just maybe let me
Okay.
write
Give them. Yeah. Type.
So for the Jupyter Hub that we'll be using now, you just type this on your browser. Yes. So including the online participants, they can just type this highlighted address on their browser. For the online participants, you can just type this highlighted address on your browser. Now, if you've done that, you use your yes, I just want to give them the username. So your username is your first name on the list, what you use to register. I just picked the first name. So like if you are, okay, who will I use? Let me use one of my, okay, if you are Abdul Gafar Bello, you just type Abdul Gafar as the user. Then you now choose any password of your choice. That's what I meant. So if you are Shomefun Oluwatobi, you just type Shomefun. Sorry for the pronunciation. Yes, we can. I think I created admin for you. I think I created you as admin. Prof, help me check. Okay. For you can also check. You can also check. Check here. I think there is check. No, Dr. Oshin. Dr. Oshin, I guess. Maybe you should check. O-S-H-I-N. Ah, God of heaven. You can just add her. Sorry, ma. Sorry. You can just add. So are we together? And okay. So okay, try it and see. So how many people have logged in? Yes, the username. What's your name? Okay. Yet. No, your name. What did you use to register? What's your name? No, I said everybody. If you are a participant, everybody, both online and those present, should type this address. After that, then they type the first name of, I think, the surname. Sorry. You register, while you are registering, I think you started with surname. Yes? So you type your surname and then you choose any password to enter. So if your, what's your surname? What? Eh? What is it? Just type it. And all of them should be on small letters. And they should just choose. It's an open password. Choose any password, not less than 8 of your name. And then enter. No, no, no. You have to choose password. So how many people have logged in? Choose any password. So we should have many people. We should have almost all if you've registered for this workshop. Oh. You have to go to the browser. What's your surname?
My name.
So type
No, I
A,
can.
no, AS.
You know, I haven't do.
Okay, for
I
this
haven't
one.
done this.
No,
because-
this one is general. Oh, this is yours?
No. This is for her. This is for
Okay.
her. But I can't.
Okay, your
do this
account. Because of your account.
because I
I'll,
haven't.
I'll get it for you. I will get a VM after we finish. Yes, yes.
I will.
Immediately after this, come and meet me. Yes. No, 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 no. Type that address. No, this one is you've logged in. You've created your own, like. But for this, you can use the Python if you want for the Python class. For the Python class, you can just go to this. Ma? Yes. Yes, yes. So I guess almost everyone has logged in. I don't know whether the online participants. For the online participants, please, you choose any password of your choice, not less than 8 digits or 8 characters. No. No, it's your admin now.
No, I've logged in as a user from your account. The account
Okay.
is to us now. So here, I know that I can only.
No, no, no,
Here,
no,
they
no.
stop my service.
Yes, sir. Yes, those on that list. Yes. Yes, they gave me a list. Others can be added also. Is she,
Continue the class now.
is she saying she can log in?
We are also able to.
What's her name? So that means it's not the name they gave on that list. It's the name they read. Yes. Yes, most of them have logged in. Let her. And so these ones we can add them. All right, so I'll call on Mrs. Priscilla Ajayi to come and continue with the coding perspective of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for a very lovely section. So, and please let's clap for him, please. Okay, so the slide. No. Yes, the slide. You said you have it on. You have a copy there. Okay. No, it can't be this. It's most likely be this. This is the slide. I just want to delete a slide from this. Yes, I'm coming with this. Okay. Yes. From the beginning. Slideshow. So I should also share my screen. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Good afternoon once again to everybody. So we want to leverage on the just concluded session by John to actually move on the Python programming. This is still introduction basis though. So the module we are on now is Python programming building blocks. Okay, so we want to start by okay. All right, thank you. To our online participants, if you are still unable to log in to the Jupyter Notebook, please send your surname as a chat so that we can actually create you for you to be able to log in and practice along with us. Okay, so we want to talk about data types. We have different data types generally that are used for programming and different things. For example, we have the way they're actually called in different programming languages. So we have numbers. The other time I printed hello world. Hello world is definitely not a number, it's a string. Is it a question? Okay, sorry. We have a question, but it's not a time to talk though. But we can just quickly take it. So allow him, please. Or is it her? We have a comment from the online participants.
Trying to connect to the Jupyter platform, but I'm not enabled to connect with my surname. It's not working with any password I use. I think it's the case for all the participants on
Please,
online.
we can't hear you well. Can it be more audible? And can you start over?
Yes, I tell that I was trying to log into the Jupyter platform, but it's not working.
Okay,
It's
please
not
just
working.
send a chat in the chat section. We'll respond to you on that. John, please.
Yes, I just sent it, but
Okay, you'll be attended to.
yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so back to the data types. We have different data types. So a value is one of the basic things that a program work. For instance, hello world in the first is a string, and then we have numbers. We have different types of numbers. I don't want to go through so that it doesn't bore us. So for numbers, we have integer, we have floats, we have complex numbers. I'm sure we all know what that is. Though I could just integer is our whole numbers. Floats are the ones that has decimal, and then we have the example of the complex number as stated in this example below. Then we can actually check the type of a particular variable that is being used at any point in time by using the function type, then in brackets the name of the variable. So variables are they are items that actually contain value of a particular um, thing that we are trying to depict in programming language. So I don't think there is any in programming. So we have list. The first data type I talked about is numbers. Then we have list. So list actually contains a list of different variables. Okay. Is it a different screen you're seeing? On where? On Zoom. Okay. Okay, they are working on. Okay, so we have lists. So the lists have different. It could have the same variable types, and it will have different types. So the example we are seeing down here, we have the floats and then a string, all in a list called a. And also there's slicing operator, which was already shown earlier, is to extract elements or a range of elements from a list. We could maybe try some of these things in our Jupyter app that has been installed. So let's log in to where John stopped and create a new file so that we can actually type some of these things. And yes, so let's switch to the practical. Okay. Sorry? To inscribe. I want to open a new file. Okay. Are we logged? Are we logged? Are we seeing something like this on our page? Okay, so let's just create a new file by scrolling to the right. Then you see new. You can scroll down and click on Python 3. It opens a file for you. But right now this is showing that I'm in the home directory. So the file, anything new I create here is going to actually create it in the current directory I'm in. I won't be able to change the directory. So in case you're not, if you're working on your local system and the directory is showing is not where you want it saved, you can just change that. It would have brought other options, assuming it was my system. But because this is a server and it's just this directory I have access to, so it's just bringing this directly to me. And you could also create a new folder if you wish. I'm not sure if. Okay, so there is new folder. So just for organization. So please, let's just click on the new file. So if we we have the Jupyter Hub, then untitled 1. So we could name our file here. And the example I showed earlier on, it saves the file as .py. But this time around, it will be saving it as. Sorry? Okay, you didn't get that. Let me go back. Yes, under new, you see new Python. Is everybody following? Please, you can just tell me to. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so have you opened a new file? Okay. So we need to, it's good to name it. There is a space up there we are seeing. Okay? I should go back to where? Where do you want me to go back to? No, it's actually doing that. Yes, Python 3.
Thank you.
How many of us have titled our work? Yeah. Okay, so we have this untitled showing here after you have clicked on the new. Okay. You've seen the untitled. So once you click on it, it gives you a prompt for you to actually name it what you want. Sorry? No, no. It automatically gives an extension. Okay, so we can see that the name has changed. Okay, so what we want to do is to, the other time we talked about variables, that's where we were. So we're on list, and I want to just put a variable example that has a list here. So I'm saying b is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We can also do your print hello world that we've done earlier on. You can still do all that here. Okay. So I have, what I've done now is to say b is a variable, and b contains a set or a list. The data type in b is a list. So the value of the list is what we've indicated here. So we want to now refer back to this list. The way it works, it actually addresses this as b 2, for example, is put in address 0 of b for this list. So it starts from 0. So we have 2 as 0, 4 as 1, then 2, 3, like that. So let me just explain that by saying print b square bracket 2. So this is to say print the value of 2, of the address 2 in the list b. So in order to run this, if you look up, there's a toolbar up there. We have different signs, and we also have run there. So just click on the run, then it gives you an output. Are we all here? Okay. So I would prefer to say this. I want to actually because I don't know what 6 is. So I want the system to tell me that 6 is B2. So what I've done here, this B in brackets 2 is equal to it a string that is coming out with the value of what is in address B2. Okay, sir. Yes, I explained it earlier on, sir, that it starts from 0. Yeah, the index starts from 0. So assuming is actually where 10 is located that we want to come out, what will we be using? Assuming is where number 10 is located. Index of 4, okay. Okay, so it says B with index of 4 is coming out as 10. So that's just an example of if you want to print out one index. We didn't need to do this again though, because we already initialized it above, so we didn't have to repeat that code. So the next print example we want to use in this list is to print out a range of index. I'm still too fast. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so what do I need to go through again? Okay, so what stage should I start from, since I'm too fast, so that I can go back from the beginning? Okay. This point. Okay. Okay, so what this means is we have the print function which we have used earlier on for the hello world and the print other things. Okay, so this B, the first B in brackets in square bracket 2, that's the index. This the variable 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 is a list that is a variable that is stored as in form of list in a variable name called b. So b is the variable name. Anytime you want to point to anything at all on that list, we are going to use b as the variable name, and then the index of what we want to point to. So here now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 values in the list. Okay, so the indexing starts from 0 to 6. That connects to 7 values. Okay, so we wanted to print out value 6 in this B. That is on 2 is 0, 4 is 1, and 6 is 2. So that's why we have 2 here. But the first thing is we just didn't, at first when I did the example, this was what I did. And run. So we have 6 coming out. But I'm not comfortable with just that 6 coming out. I wanted us to know what that 6 meant. So that was, this just a string. Sorry. Okay, so this is just a string. The quotes there means what we are printing out. What we type there, just print it out exactly the way it is. The system is not interpreting or doing anything at all with it. So we're just telling the system, print b square bracket 2, just to tell the users that what we are printing is the index of 2 in b. So that's all that was done here. And then the same example was repeated using a different value of index. Are we good to go? Can I move on? Okay. Okay, so we want to print a range of index value in the variable that we already earlier declared up here as a list. Okay, so we have, let me just do this again in a quotes. Okay, I have an error coming up here. Can someone tell me what's missing here? Okay, okay, the comma. Okay, so I didn't point that out earlier on, that we are printing 2 different values together. So we are concatenating a string and the value of the string, and what we use to do that is the comma. Okay, it's just this. It's just a similar example to what we've done before. So, but now we are saying it should print out between the range of 0 to 2. That means it's going to print the value in. It's going to print the value. Printing range of 0, index of 0 to 2 means it picks the one before. It picks 0 and 1. It doesn't count 2 as part of what it's bringing out. So if you see it in the next example, we said it should print from 0, 2 values from 0. So the same thing here, we are saying 5 values from 0, and 0 is 4, is 2. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So let's change this to 2. So what this is saying now is that you should print from index of 2 to 5, and then we have the b has been, sorry? Yeah, we have 6, 8, 10. That's these 2 is index of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it stops at the, I don't know if we get that. So back to the slide, please. Slide. So the note will still be shared, so we can actually practice more on it. Then we have tuple. Is an ordered sequence of values similar to lists. So based on these attributes, tuples can be used to write project data since they cannot be changed dynamically. Also, they are faster than lists. So this is an example of a tuple that we have here. Please, whatever we see in blue here, you can actually type it on your Jupyter Notepad and run it to see the outputs. Okay, from what we've done so far, do we have questions? Okay, on the notebook. Please, can you share the my screen? Okay. Sorry? No, I thought we were practicing together. Okay. Okay.
We're executing. And I'm sure some people
Okay. Okay. How many of us are done executing it? This, what is on the screen? Okay, you've done like 2. No, even you can even try more on your own. Please, anybody who is done, you can just Yes. I can't see the screen from here.
The slicing. Print B.
Yes.
You have to write B between 2 and 5. You already on line 10.
On line 10. Oh, okay. Yes.
The result it's 6, 8, and 10.
Yes.
But you write B.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. The result is different from what I'm displaying. Okay. Thanks for the correction. Sorry? Yes. Yes. How far have you gone?
I stopped here and
Why?
I was continuing. I'll continue.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Welcome. I'm available to attend to you. So, have you finished? No, I think I should even change that to. So when I changed the variable the other time, the index, I didn't change the value of this. And you didn't correct me.
Okay, I've changed the value 2 and 5.
No, there's still
Time to cook. Yeah, we are in the commercial. So after lunch, it's over there. Let's see how far we can get to the lunch. Do you want to?
This one means
yes. So no, it starts from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Any other question? Does anybody need my attention? Or can we continue? I need permission to continue. Can we continue? Okay, thank you. Okay, so what we just finished is list data type. We want to talk about tuple data type. So list is similar to list, but tuple cannot be changed. Unlike list, we can decide to change the values in list at any point in time. And then for the tuple, we're actually using the normal brackets instead of the square brackets in representing it. So we have this. Can we? I don't need to switch to my system. We can just practice this. We have the variable p is equal to the. Please, can we type this on our systems? P is equal to 7, 9, 2 plus 5j. Then we close the brackets. Are we there? Have we typed the 7, 9, 2 plus 5j? Okay, someone has a question, please.
Thank you. Please, I want to ask what particular use case can we use tuples for so that it can sync in properly? I've actually not seen any use case for tuples yet.
The question is, what particular use case can we use tuple for? I would say maybe, to me, it looks similar to list, except for the fact that there is actually, it's not changing. Once you assign it to a variable, it's the same thing. But since it can take complex variables, and I'm not sure how to, I don't know if somebody else actually has an answer to that. Yeah, maybe Prof can help us. I'm not sure I've actually explored that much to see what difference we're actually using it for.
Okay. If you see a list is actually mutable. List is mutable. That means you can, that index of 2 or index of 5, if you assign another value, it will overwrite it. It will overwrite it. Did you get that? So I just wanted him to get that. But tuple is immutable. That means whatever you store inside it, you can't change it. If you are maybe storing matric number now for students, test 1, test 2, exam, it will be prudent for you to store their matric number as a tuple rather than a list, because there's no point overwriting, you understand, the matric number. But it may be necessary for you to update based on maybe you have done continuous assessment, update their test 1 or test 2, you understand, or exam. So whatever new value you have, we overwrite whatever was there. Okay, and for security reason, it's also better you don't allow maybe matric number to be changed. You understand? So you can make such a tuple. It's just a data type. Tuple is the data type in Python. Okay. Okay, you're also saying DNA sequencing. Okay. If you want to maybe find out a particular, maybe somebody has a particular disease or maybe cancer or whatever, and you want to get the DNA sequence for that person, it's better you make it immutable, because you don't want your DNA sequence to be replaced with somebody else's sequence. It's applicable. Yeah, perfectly. It's applicable. Whatever you don't want anyone to overwrite or change, then tuple is okay. So it secures whatever data you are storing inside it. Okay. Does it make sense? Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Another question. Okay.
Okay. I see there are a lot of punctuation marks, the commas, the bracket, the semicolon and stuff. So for someone that have little knowledge of programming, how did he know when and where to use all these punctuation marks?
Okay, thank you for your question. I think at some point, I actually, please, can you switch to my, okay. So this tuple, for example, that is here, if you look at 915 on my system, there's no comma, there's no punctuation mark at all. So all I'm doing here is I'm saying print p with index value of 0, and it's bringing out 7. So what the output is coming out here is 7. But instead of it coming out plain without me having to go back to the code to check what is 7, all we are doing is the semicolon, the double quotes. It means it's a string that we are trying to actually make to come out exactly the way we have it. So the purpose, if on line 11, the purpose of the first quote is to say that we are actually, we want a particular string to come out in the print output. So, and any quote that opens must close. If you don't close it, it assumes every other thing you're typing is a string. Like we have, yeah, can we see the screen? So when I remove the closing quotes, every other thing is coming out as red. So if I leave it that way, it's actually going to give an error. Let me run it. So it says end of line, while scanning string literally, just because it's not closed. That's the meaning of that. But I don't want it to be closed with my variable. There is a variable I need to come out as a variable apart from this string. So that's the purpose of closing it here. Then every other thing in the quote is actually a string. It doesn't mean anything. I could decide to change this punctuation mark to comma and run it. It's going to come out as b square bracket 2 comma 5. But 2 comma 5 doesn't make a meaning to what we are trying to achieve, because we are trying to print out a range of values. So that's the purpose of the semicolon, just to, it doesn't have any computational meaning. It's just the string that is telling the system that this is a string. So every other thing in that string could have been anything. It depends on what you're actually trying to put there as the output. Does that answer your question? Okay, so I have it replaced back. So it's coming out as b square bracket 2 and so on and so forth. Let's move back to the slide, please. Can I move on? Okay. Mrs. Sweet. Okay. Then we have strings, which we've been talking about strings all along. Is a data type in Python for representing sequence of Unicode characters. Okay, so is it working? Okay. So string is a data type in Python for representing sequence of Unicode characters. So a string, a single quote or double quotes can be used to represent a string. So what this is saying is, in the examples we've been doing, instead of using the double quotes, we could decide to use a single quote. Any of it is fine to represent a string. So I think we've done enough examples of string. Can I move on to the next character? Then we have, sorry, to the next data type. Then we have sets. This is a, okay. Sorry? Yes. It depends on what you are trying to achieve. It depends on your project. You know, the way these things work, we are just trying to give an example and fundamentals of a particular programming language. What is not everything that we are teaching now that you will use every time. So depending on the type of project you're trying to work on, you would analyze what are the knowledge of things you know and what exactly do you need to pick out of it to use. So it depends on what you're trying to achieve. Okay, then we have set data type is for unordered collection of unique values. Is defined by separated values. It is defined by values separated by commas inside the curly brackets. So we have this other example. So we have different brackets for everything looks similar. The list, the tuple, the set. The difference is the type of brackets that is contained in it. The list use the square brackets. The tuple use the normal parentheses, and then the set is using the curly brackets. So let's just practice these two. So we can type this example in blue on our system. You could decide to use another variable name if you don't want to overwrite what you have in your B. It's not compulsory you use B. You can use any variable name at all. That's the B is equal to curly bracket, the first one. Okay. Our online participants, in case you need us to actually pause or you have questions, please, we'll be waiting to receive them in the comment section, or you can indicate by raising your hands. Yes, you can. You can. Are we done typing? What variable are we using? Are we still using B? Once you use B, you don't have your first B again. So if you don't want to overwrite what you had before, you could decide to use another variable name. Yeah, see if you wish. Okay, so we can just Are we done typing your variable b is equal to, okay, whatever variable name? I'm using b, so I'm going to say b. Well, you are using c, okay. Okay, let's assume we are using c. Let's assume we are using c. I think most people are using c, so let me change mine to c. So, can we attempt to print the way we've been printing? Let's try it.
Just like this.
No, that's not the way we've been printing. We've been printing with square brackets. Did you attempt it? Okay, what happened? Yes. Can I see it? Okay.
3. So this is 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Let me do it again.
No, that's not it. I was surprised when you said you were able to print it.
Okay, yes, sorry.
You are using B. Okay, no, that's not what I meant.
Did I miss out something?
No,
I printed with square bracket.
no. You're supposed to have your normal brackets. Your print, you always have the normal bracket. It's now after your C that you could decide to put. Did anybody attempt to print the way we've been printing before? Okay. So this is not coming out that way. This is just going to print the set just as we have it. Okay, so that's why we have just the print coming out with C in it. So we can as well just say, our normal square bracket, like, the quotes, like we've been, let's use the single quotes this time. Okay, so this is just saying C is equal to the value of the set. So let's go back to the slide, please. Can I move on? Oh, okay. Yes. So instead of, when we want to describe the value of what is coming out, instead of using the double quotes, you could just try using the single quotes.
How can we convert
Type conversion.
a loop to a set?
Okay, I've not tried that, but we can try it. We'll get the type conversion.
And what in what is the use case or use case of
I'll tell Prof to give us another example. We've not even gotten to dictionary. But yes, it's not print duplicate. Yeah. Because that's where they programmed it. Okay, are we all done with this? Okay. Okay, then the next data type we have is dictionaries. It has a set of objects which is keys and is mapped to values. Even though all along we've been doing something similar, It's just that we didn't have to tell the system, like we've been using a key value of 0, 1, 2, 3, but in the dictionary you need to actually specify that 0 is 0 means, okay, assuming we used 0 comma 1 comma Priscilla, we need to say 0 means serial number, 1 means the serial number 2, and then Priscilla means the person's name. So that's the different, that's what a dictionary does. There is key and value. You need to specify exactly what the key is. They are mutable, and the values and the keys points can be any Python value. They are unordered. Thus, the order is in which the key are added does not reflect what order they may be reported back. Okay, so we use the curly brackets, and we use the quotes to actually define the key, and then another with a semicolon and a quote to define the value. So this is an example here. This is a variable name C profile. It's coming as a dictionary. If you're very familiar with programming, it also looks like a JSON value. So it's coming as a dictionary. So here we have F name in a quote. So everything in the F name and directly below is before the semicolon. They are all the keys, which is the description of the address of the value, which is the next thing after the, sorry, not semicolon, full column. Okay, so we have here F name is Lara, surname is Shogun. Then we have the sex as F and the age as 10. It's not compulsory, it's exactly the way it is here. So you have a liberty to choose the value that you are trying to describe as the key, and then the value of what will actually come out in the value section. So we can also try this on our system. Okay, sorry. So after the first name, Lara, we have to put a comma to indicate that there's still another data that will be defined after this. If you check the last one, we have C teacher, Miss Jude. There's no comma after that because there's no other value again that is coming up on it. Yes. Oh, okay. I will add it. I will add it. There's after the F, there should be comma. After the 10, there should be comma. If you run it exactly the way it is, you're going to get errors. So sometimes when I'm actually practicing, I intentionally even want to practice to understand. It's good is in programming, it's better when you have an understanding of what you're doing. Because if you just say, okay, they said B is equal to 1, 2, 3, and just type, the next time you want to use it to practice, you might not be able to apply the knowledge to the situation of what is happening. So it's actually good you try other examples other than what we are showing here. Make mistakes. The system is going to, the compiler will definitely let you know that this is where the likely error is. You could, it might be direct, it might not be so direct. So, but once it will point you to the line of code that has the error. You could check it and see what it is that needs to be corrected there. So let's just practice this that we have on the screen. Let's type it and see the output. It copy and paste. You don't have the material until after the lecture. After the lecture, the material will be shared. Oh, okay, it's already there. Okay, so you can open it so that you can copy and paste. Yes. No, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's because I did copy and paste. There should actually be a short key, a short to indent the pages. But it would have still worked. Sir? Okay, so if we print this, are we typing or want to copy and paste? Okay, that's part of the challenge of copy and paste. The quotes in the PowerPoint is not, the styling is not recognized exactly. No, it will still save you time. Okay, let me just continue. Yes, ma'am. Try it. Someone is asking me if we can have this on a single line. So can someone try it and let's see if it works. Okay, you've tried it. Usually all he's expecting is there. So it should work. Yes, that's what I, okay. Oh, okay, before putting it here. Okay. I don't even have a text editor. Yeah. I don't have notepad. It will still retain. Yes. Okay, I'll correct that. Thank you. So because in the age we don't have the 10 in quotes because it's an integer. So the system actually understands it that way. It works, okay. Okay, so someone tried it on a single line and it worked, but for you to understand your code and for it not to get clumsy when you're working, it's actually better. Because if you have about um, how many lines of code, assuming you have almost 2,000 lines of code and you just want to quickly check, debug something, if it's clumsy, it might be very difficult for you to actually figure out. Okay, so are we are we good?
done with the slide. They have to, no, they have to go for lunch. They have to go for lunch. No, we have a meeting with them. So that the next, after lunch, I can take the class after lunch. Foundation now, this is getting
You see,
So I know we are all engrossed trying to, including the moderator. So, but we need to go for lunch now. You don't want to eat. Okay. You want to code. Okay. So, yeah, so you can use some of your break time to code, but we want to give an hour break for those that want to go for lunch. Okay. So you can go for lunch and then we'll come back by 2:30 and start. We'll start by 2:30. So you can use this time to, all right. Let's put our hands together for the facilitators, Mrs. Priscilla Ajayi and Mr. John Wejin. She has sent the PowerPoint is on the WhatsApp. Yes, so you can get it from there. It's not there yet. Oh, okay. 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 Okay, it will be posted now on the WhatsApp platform. So we can engage that. All right.
okay. I think I will encourage you to try and go for lunch. And I know how tempting it can be when you are coding, but try and go for lunch so that when you come back, at least you have enough energy to work with. Is that okay? Then I'm going to send this PowerPoint to the WhatsApp group now so that on your own you may even continue to run through it so that by the time we start the next class, you are going to just run. The foundation we are setting now is very critical for the Canadian facilitator.